What's going on, Taurus? Welcome to your weekly forecast for the week of August 2nd through the 8th of 2021. Truly appreciate you for being here. Hope you're doing great. Let's take a look at the horoscope for you. We're going to run the chart today. I like to mix it up. Sometimes it's just a channel, sometimes it's the chart, Gotta keep it fresh these days. Well, it's a big build-up week, I would say, to a new moon in your fourth house. So, this is like kind of new beginnings when it comes to your emotional foundation, when it comes to your floor in life and how you're truly feeling. It could be home stuff, maybe moving, depending on what you're doing in life or who you are. Like, definitely matters of the home are brought up. I would say your own emotions, like you could be definitely getting, in a very understood place about emotions, especially with Mercury there. And, all of these planets, Mercury, the moon, and the sun, are going to square over to Uranus this week in your first house of Taurus. So, I think in a lot of ways this could be an extremely exciting week of like really seeing what's in there within you. Like, how do you really feel about a lot of things right now, especially the stuff that's closest to you? Do you feel like it's taking you in the wild, new, radical path that you want to go on? Or do you feel like you're stuck right now? And I think if you're feeling stuck, this is the week where you're unstuck. Like, Uranus is going to shake things up so that you can move in the direction that feels most identified and unique to yourself. And it could take some emotional courage, but that's why you have a Leo fourth house. Like, you have that emotional courage to go do that. And I would say that it's those new beginnings with the solid foundation that you've been looking for. So I think Tauruses are in for a pretty, I like this week for you. I really do. I think it's a positive week, even though Uranus is going to be making a lot of squares. There's unpredictability to it, but at the end of the day, when all is said and done this week, you're going to look back and see like, wow, I really had to be courageous for how I was feeling, like to stay in the emotions that I want to be in, to have the strong floor and foundation that I want so that I can move through this next cycle. And with Jupiter and Saturn in your 10th house, and Jupiter back in there for the rest of the year here, there's big possibilities when it comes to what you want to put out there in life. So you just want to lock it down inside so that whatever it is outside has the foundation to stand on. And Saturn's really helping you build that right now and create that and own it and take authority for it. So the more you take authority for the inner world, the more authority you will receive and more benefit you will see in the outer world as well. So aside from that, we're going to get really, good aspects to Chiron in your 12th house from all that Leo 4th house energy. And I think there's a surrender point that's actually going to be empowering. It's like by letting go and letting sort of unpredictable things show up in your life, that's going to bring the strong floor that you've been looking for. So I would say the more, if you fight change this week, this can be an emotional wreck. But if you're willing to change to have a more sturdy and emotional foundation within yourself, like, boom, like, this could be like a, yes, God has empowered me to move forward on my mission of creating something amazing and stable and unique and bomb.com. So I would say, embrace change this week. It could be definitely a shift of ego emotionally and outwardly, but how do you surrender to that change and not fight it? Mars, of course, starts off the week in early degrees here of Virgo by Regulus. Mars in your fifth, like there's a lot. I think you have a ton of courage right now. There's a ton of heart here, especially with Venus in the mix in your fifth house. As long as you're leading with your heart right now, it'll be easy to get the inner world lined up with whatever change needs to be made there. Whether it is a move, whether it is dealing with family stuff, whether it is relationship stuff. We're going to see Uranus and Venus trine, as well as Venus quincunx. No, that's not quite to the opposition to Neptune yet. It's going to quincunx Chiron. So, right, your ruling planet here is in the fifth house, like definitely wanting to be showered with love and to give love and to have fun and joy and laughter and be creative, especially with, the foundation and who you are and the authority of putting yourself out there, like, really well. knowing that the divine has your back, I think is huge, but more so like, again, embracing that Uranian and, Taurus, Uranian first house that you have, and just doing something radical for the best in life, for the gifts, for the relationships, for the money situations. Like, Mars is giving you backup too. So I think you're starting a pretty solid new journey here. I think this week is going to set you on a really just I'm doing this, I'm here, I know what my heart desires path. It's just going to look a little weird, outside, but it could even look really weird on the inside. And how you deal with that emotion and how you have the heart and the faith to keep going and find that strength will be really important for the long-term goals of what you're trying to achieve. So if things get weird, don't give up. Keep pushing. You have some regal heart power going on for you right now. You have to fall into that and own it. And I think you'll find that this week is just really trying to this way, build over here. But really it's not over there. It's right in here right now. And you're not really digging yourself in a hole because Mars is out of your 4th house now. So I think you're just illuminating that strong foundation, feeling a lot of things about the direction you're heading and how to do it in, your own authentic way for your own truth. Look at that. 6 of Wands, upright. It's a victory card, baby. I think this is absolutely a victory week. The Uranian squares, people are probably going to be tripping about those, but I think right now we are in a time where those Uranian squares are just necessary here with Leo and Taurus. We got to do something different to feel better, especially for you with everything in your 4th house. You got to do something to feel better about exactly what you want and how to have the courage to do it, because there's no point in digging yourself into some hole or thinking that you're not, strong enough within. That would be a huge illusion. I don't think any Taurus would ever admit it if they were feeling that way. You guys are pretty steady, but don't give up. Victory is right around the corner, and this could be the week where in some radical way you find that victory within yourself to go out with a ton of courage to achieve and conquer whatever it is you're out to go for and set that bar high. I love you very much, Taurus. I'll catch you next week. Peace.